Hello fellow humans and welcome to another episode of your raid players. Today I want to have a look at the FV4005, which is a pretty good tank. Let's have a look at the stats of this vehicle first. Now we have 3000 DPM, a 4-shot autoloader with 410 alpha damage each, which means you can kill some tier 9s in one clip, which is absolutely insane. And your weapon handling is pretty good as well, with 10 degrees of gun depression. The mobility is fine-ish as well, 20 power to weight ratio, that works. The turret only goes side to side 90 degrees though. So what is the thing with this vehicle? Some people claim that this tank is broken. Now, I don't think so. First of all, the armor doesn't exist on this vehicle, which means it is only really effective when you don't fight anyone, which is also what's going on here. So we're gonna have to wait a while to actually get into battle, because the thing is, it's a Centurion chassis with a massive turret on top that was meant to house the 183mm gun that the FV25P183 uses, and it does do that in WoTB's PC. But in Blitz, they decided let's give it an annoying autoloader instead. So 1.6k damage in, well, 7 seconds. It seems broken. Well, where's the 50B people? I see a lot more people calling this vehicle OP than call the MX-50B OP. It's a bit weird because they're somewhat in a similar space. I personally would prefer to play the 50B, just because it has some form of armor at least. This thing really doesn't. I mean, it's a Centurion hull, so the hull can be useful at extreme angles. However, the turret has 14mm of armor, which means you can spit through it, which isn't really great. Now, the essence of this vehicle lies in its ability to kill you when you're not able to fight it. And that goes back to a video I made a while ago where I said only fight fights that you can win. And this vehicle is exactly built for that. It's built to fight against you when you can't beat it, right? When you have 1,500 hit points, you're in a bat chat, you can't run away, you're a goner. That's what this vehicle is designed for. It's designed for it can't be beaten when it has the ability. However, it's very rare that it does get that ability. Because first of all, you have to play very, very passively at the back because of the massive clip, because of the absolute lack of armor, and the camo is not great either. It's way higher than it should be, by the way. This thing should have worse camo than the mouse. For some reason that doesn't, because, well, I don't know exactly how Wargaming does it, but normally the camo rating is based on the vehicle's height. So the higher a tank, the better, or the worse the camo rating, rather. Given the E25 has an extremely good camo rating, that makes sense. So, it is weird, but anyway, in this case right here, again, you can wait, you have your time, just sit in a corner. It's pretty boring gameplay with this vehicle. However, I ask myself, is what does this vehicle have over, let's say, a T57 Heavy? Whereas, yes, you do give up basically one shell, however, you get a lot more flexibility. Now, the 57 Heavy doesn't have the greatest armor profile in the world. However, it is certainly a lot more usable. Because this thing's turret, you can HE it. You can run a consumable to mitigate that, but the HE is still going to do more module damage. So, if you see this vehicle, shoot HE at it, it is going to hurt pretty damn badly. Just like it hurts watching that Object 268 version 4. And don't buy that vehicle. So, is this tank overhyped by some people? Yes, of course it is, because that happens to pretty much any tank that has any mild performance advantage in a certain way, and then the people that can exploit that performance advantage, they're going to be like, oh my god, this is insane. What is also insane is this guy thinking it's a great idea showing me this replay given the chat message that's going to come up. Now what I'm going to say is, criticizing someone's performance is perfectly legitimate. Attacking someone as a person is clearly not. Now this vehicle is very boring. I personally don't recommend grinding it. Get a 57 Heavy. If you want the autoloading experience, I would always choose a T57 Heavy first. If you enjoy the T57 Heavy a lot, then you might think about a vehicle like this one. Problem with this tank is that the tech tree doesn't really make a lot of sense. So this is the only autoloader of the line. The Conway, the Charioteer, and the Challenger, they're all single shotguns. They all don't have any turret armor at all, so at least that's consistent. However, it doesn't really make a lot of sense in terms of the autoloader standpoint. Now, this thing, to be fair, would make more sense with the big 183mm gun. Wargamer was like, oh no, we're not gonna make it standard. We need to give it 70,000 gimmicks, like we do with every new tier 10 tank now, because in a desperate attempt to actually make it relevant. Does anyone even still remember the WZ132 existing? I don't. However, I do see that. Now, here's the thing, guys. Making fun of someone playing bad is perfectly fine, and that's within the realm of Blitz. However, attacking at someone as a person, and especially wishing them harm, is straight up evil. That makes you a bad person. Maybe turning off chat was a good idea. Now, this thing does require quite a lot of user input. Pretty hard to play. Though, again, I would go for a 57 heavy first if you're going for autoloaders. The problem is this thing has multiple handicaps. First of all, it's the autoloader. That is called luck, by the way, and you need that to play well. If you don't have luck, you're never going to be truly extremely good. Now, yes, the 6 TP is playing horrible, but that does not give you the right to insult them as a person. So, the thing is, with this vehicle, it is very tricky to play. The modules are bad, because the turret's absolutely massive. It's HE, everywhere. And the HE does more module damage, because modules work just like the tank. Modules have hit points, and if you have a gun with high alpha damage, it's also going to cause high module damage, and HE is also going to cause more. That's why, for example, a 183 ammo racks IS-7s and 60 TPs that easily, because both of those vehicles have the ammo placed right in the front, behind the lower plate, and the 183 does have sufficient alpha damage to overwhelm the hit points of the modules. So, with this thing, you also have that problem. Because it's massive. If someone shoots HE at you, you might as well lose 2-3 crew members here, which is why I always recommend the multi-kit and the repair kit. Yes, you can use the gimmicks in tournaments if you want, but for regular battles, for most, 99.95% of players, I would recommend simply using a multi-kit and a repair kit in every tank you have. Now, yeah, now you're reloading and you're on 300 HP, which is not very good. The 6 TP is, again, playing horribly here, but again, that does not excuse certain things at all. And now, you're gonna wait to reload. So is this vehicle broken, as we have stated in the thumbnail? No, it is not. It's the definition of sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And to a large degree, that also depends on how the player plays the vehicle, because if you try to play this thing aggressively, it's very unlikely to actually work out. So ideally, you want to play this thing very passively, very campily. It is capable of doing extremely high damage at the cost of being pretty damn boring to play at times and imploding the second anyone that is actually capable is gonna fight you. So, is this tank good? It's only good if you're good. Just like pretty much every other tank in the game, except for maybe a Smasher.